he have any enemies? Can you think of anyone who might have wanted to hurt him?
No. Nobody. Oh my God. His wife.
Oh, Luciana, I heard on the news there was some kind of shooting.
Oh, Miss Brophy. It was.
Mrs. Brophy?
Yes.
It's all right.
Shooting has occurred at the Oregon Culinary Institute. The body of Daniel Brophy found dead.
Shocked to find the body of beloved chef and teacher Daniel Brophy
found dead, and the killer is still at large.
Is there anybody that would, that wanted to do something to your husband? Everybody I've heard from so far is like, this is a nice guy.
Everybody loved Daniel, but nobody as much as I did. He was just the most wonderful, generous person I ever knew.
About murder. Mayhem and gore come naturally to me, which means that my husband has learned to sleep with one eye open. But I find it easier to wish people dead than to actually kill them. Which, fellow scribes, brings me to the topic of today's post.
Rind of black pepper?
I trust the chef.
Every one of us is capable of murder if we get far enough out on a limb.
Coriander?
I knew I married the right woman.
If the murder is supposed to set your character free, she doesn't want to spend any time in jail. And let me say clearly for the record, I don't like jumpsuits and orange isn't my color. Anyhow, back to my latest masterpiece. When last seen, Laura had just discovered the terrible truth about Curtis.
You're nothing without my money!
I would rather starve than spend another cent of it. And now everyone will know where it came from.
But will they? Get back here! You'll never get away from me!
Hey!
Laura!
Like somebody who needs a ride.
Laura, don't do this! Laura, stop!
As the car raced into the night, Laura forced herself not to look backward to the life she was leaving behind, but forward to the...
So, that's the end of chapter 1. Sets it all flying, don't you think?
Oh, Nancy. That was so improved.
And nobody can say Nancy Crampton-Brophy isn't bold, bold, bold. The courage it takes to throw logic to the winds like you do. Laura knows how many guns Curtis has. Once she finds out his secret, on what planet would she confront him on it all alone?
And then she just happens to get saved by a stranger.
Documentary. It's supposed to be escapist entertainment.
You know, somehow, against all odds, Nora manages to entertain 500 million people worldwide and has her plots make sense.
Okay. Next up is the latest chapter in Volume 3 of the Rosecroft Legacy.
Nico stood on the balcony, watching Prince Florestan slash his sword at invisible enemies in the courtyard below. How is it possible that a man with so dark and tempestuous a heart could hold the key to his?
Rib. Flank.
Yeah.
Shank.
Got the easy ones out of the way.
Brisket.
Could have cooked you one by now.
Okay, it's,
Halfway through a horseradish cream sauce that goes with it.
Here.
Top round, sirloin. Done.
Yeah. Oh, look sharp, everybody. Management's here. And what do we say?
Hello.
Ramsey, tell me which way the grain runs on each one of these cuts. You know how sensitive you are. I'm sure they didn't hate it.
Trust and believe they did. Like it was smallpox.
You don't know jealousy when you see it.
It's not only that, it's what came in the mail. Another love letter from an agent.
Weakness in plotting. What a load of bull. Agents are lazy. Why take a chance on someone as fresh and original as you, right? Look, I gotta teach hollandaise in 3 minutes. You think maybe you have some passages in your book?
Mine?
Jason's warm lips teased Laura's in the wickedest way. He lifted her off the ground and aligned her soft core with his lathe. His rough jeans abused her hot center in ways too delicious to... Two should be T-O-O with 2 O's.
Thank you.
Too delicious to contemplate. Her body arched into his, and her nipple... Fennel. Oh, thank God. 20 seconds this side of conflict.
Duck livers? Seriously? Were your ears clogged when I told you how tight the margin is on this one?
Duck liver mousse, Nancy. What better way to celebrate the happiest day of their lives?
Well, we're trying to run a business here.
We didn't go into this to save every last dime. We did it to bring beauty and flavor into the world.
I don't know why I stress over this stuff. I should just let you figure out how to keep the business from going toes up, which is teetering every second on the brink of doing. Ugh.
Triggers for you, but I swear to you, a few extra bucks on a wedding will not zap you back to roaches in the garbage.
Not the garbage. The stacked up newspapers. They dug tunnels and built condos and...
Well, after we get some pomegranate glaze on this fennel, how about we get back to proofreading?
You glaze? Maybe I'll get some writing done and I won't feel like the whole day went down the drain.
There you go, Cal. Nice big...
Well, almost everything.
Hi, Nancy. How's it going?
Not so good, Jack. Hi, Karen.
Hey, what's wrong?
Lambert's got cold feet. The engagement party's off. They want their deposit back. And we can't make payroll. Bank's making us liquidate. We're finished.
It's okay. We'll work it out, Nancy. We always do.
Actually, no, Daniel. This time it's not okay. You have no concept of how close we are to the edge. What if something happened to me? Money on the table.
Nancy, you're going into a spin. Nobody's dying here.
Just going dead broke.
So, we'll downsize.
I don't want to downsize. I want to upsize. I want us to travel and drink rosé on the beach in Portugal and live a big, juicy, exciting life before time runs out.
My Portugal is right here with you. And our lives are as juicy and as exciting as I can take.
Well, right now, my excitement's gonna be finding some cash because the credit card wolves are scraping at the door.
Everything's gonna be fine. It always is.
You were saying?
Maybe it just needs a jump.
No, I know that sound. That sound is $1,100 the other side of a jump.
Nancy, listen, the church just gave us a new truck to haul the food around, so the van's yours if you want it.
Really, Mom? Are you sure?
Can't think of a better home for the old girl than with you guys.
I don't know what to say.
How about hand over the keys?
Oh, Karen, thank you so much. Woo!
Man, it sucks that you guys are up against it. How much do you think you need?
It's not catastrophic yet. Mortgage, some bills, enough to tide us over.
Look, yeah, I mean, with the equity you've got in the policies, after fees and penalties, the most you're gonna pull out is a couple $1,000.
That's it?
At best, while reducing the payoff by a whole lot. Hey, come on. Cheer up, Nance. Life is all about the actuarial tables. All right, let's see. Daniel's 60, doesn't smoke, shade overweight, goes for that extra glass of cab. Policy on him is what, about 40K? Let's see. Yeah, you hang on for 23 more years, you have enough to pay off the bills and take a nice vacation in sunny Portugal.
That's about as far from funny as anything I've ever seen.
Sorry, that's bad taste. Hey, you know what? If you are looking for extra income, how about a job with me? I mean, you love insurance, and even half the people in my office. What do you say?
Thanks, Joe. I don't think so. Please, God, I'm begging you. I'll sweep garbage in Siberia. I'll clean latrines in hell. Just please, please don't make drone in a cubicle my only option.
You think there's anything the management can't figure out if she sets her mind to it? That's what I always tell her. But does she ever believe me?
Ask him how much of the mortgage he thinks I can get away without paying.
I'm sorry, but I have no head for Should I get my Kevlar on?
You know there's a tech billionaire born every minute in this town.
Don't want to do it, Nancy.
No shiny your status symbol and private chef. They'll pay through the nose.
And then they think they own you. 24/7. It's, I have a hankering for swallow's tongue in blackberry truffle sauce. Go fetch. Then they scarf it down in 2 seconds. It's soul killing. I want to teach kids what good food, real food, can do for them.
Well, I'm glad you think beggars can be choosers.
Hang on, Nancy. You know Portview? The nursing home in Crest Haven.
Well, if they're offering a bed I can crawl into, I'm packing my bags.
I can get a job in the night shift. In the kitchen. It's a lot of pure... Would you still need to find something?
And fast. You don't know how lucky you are. I give my left arm to make money doing what I love.
Why don't you try doing what I love?
Nobody's gonna pay me to mess up their dinner for them.
It's not all I love.
Of course. Teaching all those baby writers out there hungry for pearls of wisdom. I've got more of them than Tiffany's.
There you go.
Good morning, ladies. Interested in learning the tricks of the trade? All the details are on my website.
Nancy! This is genius.
I wish I'd thought of it. In fact, maybe I will. You won't mind the competition.
Nan, do you still have that switchblade you got when you were doing the stalker in Careful What You Wish For?
I'll bring it to the next meeting.
Awesome. I need to get the killer's moves right in Princess in Paradise. I'll trade you the night goggles I got for Blood and Roses.
Ah, that'll be great.
Haven't received your RSVP for HeartCom in Vegas yet?
We're all splitting a penthouse at Caesars for the 2 nights.
Pricey, but you've got to live the legend.
I've got so much going on right now.
No, keynote speaker is Nora.
Try and stop me.
Ciao.
Hi.
I don't know, Nance. You really think now is the best time to ask your brother for money?
He just wants some kind of massive class action thing. He's flush.
Have you called to ask how his chemo's going?
Of course I have. And I don't think I like the way you asked that.
Marriages are complicated things. My husband and I love being married. We love being married to each other.
Oh, my Lord. You are a sight for sore eyes.
Thanks for coming, Nance.
How was your flight?
Great. If I was a sardine.
I'll take this.
Hey.
Hey!
He's excited to see you.
We're trying not to tire him out, okay? He's not as strong as he wants us to think.
This plum sauce. Did you make it yourself?
You think she'd trust anything in a jar?
No way. So tell me what's happening with the kids.
Well, Mark Jr. is blazing through his sophomore year at UT.
Good to hear they're doing so well. Jennifer, you think you could make me some of that amazing Vietnamese iced coffee?
I'll have to brew some, but sure.
Thank you. Now tell me about your big case. Did you grind their noses into the ground?
We did okay. I'm just gonna help Jen with the coffee. Lucy in football every time.
Look, I know how much you love her, but you are her brother.
Yeah, so the case. We did pretty good on the award, but taxes were a bitch, and no, market's so crazy right now. I just put whatever I had left into a 2-bedroom in South Padre. So, condo rich, cash poor.
Wise choice.
Your coffee will be ready in a few minutes.
Thank you so much.
How much tarragon?
1/4 cup tarragon or to taste.
Basically meaning we're on our own.
Well, if you want to make it like they do in España, I found a killer. Plus, I know I'm the one who keeps saying the belt's so tight, but running out of holes to put the buckle in.
Well, maybe you should hold off on the fun in Vegas till we're back on our feet.
Fun's got nothing to do with it. Make the right connection, I can get my book out there. You know what that could mean.
You're just afraid if you don't go, your friends will spend the whole time talking about you.
Well, they will.
The next time you go to one of these things, the keynote speaker is gonna be you!
Yeah!
Here is to the master of us all, Lady Diana Gabaldon, and her 3...
Real on, right on, and never, never stop!
Yeah!
Sorry, your card didn't go through?
It's an old one. I should have cut it up and tossed it. Oh. Here you go.
Thank you. This one seems to be having a problem, too.
I must have forgotten to tell them I was going out of state. If you could put it on my room?
I'm sorry. We can't really do that.
Don't worry about it, Nan. I'll cover it.
Thank you. I'll pay it back as soon as I get home.
Oh, whenever you're ready.
Those are your cold leads, and that's the script. But don't ever sound like you're reading it. Somebody gets abusive, you hang up, move on to the next call. It's all about the next call. You'll do great.
Your character's going along living her life like the normal person she is. So what's the shove that pushes her out of normal? Everybody talks about the last straw, the one that breaks the camel's back. The bigger question is, what's the first straw?
Is it possible Daniel owed some...
To bind, I'll show you Melinda Gates. Can you imagine the allowance she gets every month? Unless Bill turns out to be Ebenezer Scrooge for the digital age, and oh God, there I go. Like Daniel always says, stay on topic, Nancy. Don't go down the rabbit hole. I can hear him now, and the look on his face. But anyway, Daniel and I were doing just fine. Ezra, my husband has learned to sleep with one eye open.
Do it. I did feel like you betrayed me.
What do you think? Cross my heart. Just responding to the cards you sent to us at Sutton Murray Insurance, expressing interest in a high-gain investment-based policy.
I didn't send you squat.
Actually, you did, as you can see right here. It shows
Sheila! How many times I told you not to answer every goddamn piece of goddamn crap that comes in the door?
Hey, Joe.
Remember the policy you sold to Chuck and Belinda Ledbetter?
Do I ever? Commission saved our butts on 2 months of mortgage, plus a bite out of credit
Nancy,
card.
look, they got a better deal and exercised the 30-day opt-out. Now this blows big time, but...
He's on your side. Someone who might have been trying to get to you by hurting your husband?
Me? Ah, the only enemies I've got are the New York literary agents who won't give me the time of day.
Oh, you're a writer.
Oh, yes. Cranking out the titles, getting better with every book. And they weren't so shabby to start with.
Oh, honey.
Yeah, I know. These jerks would know genius if it bit them on the ass.
Well, obviously they wouldn't, or they would love your book.
Don't. Just...
You're happy when you're writing your books, right?
Yeah, like I'm doing exactly what I was put on the earth to do.
And that's what I see. And you know, I love reading what you come up with, right?
Well, hot parts.
There are a lot of those. So isn't that enough? That it makes you happy to do it, and it's something we can share? What does it matter if the books get published?
What are you trying to say?
What I said. What matters is that it makes you happy to do it.
Like it was some kind of craft project? Like knitting or macrame? Is that what my writing is to you?
No.
It was crap!
I never pretended. I always love what you write. I'm just saying, who cares if anybody else does?
Right, because it's all just Nancy's cute little hobby!
That is not what I'm saying!
Yes, it is! You don't know me at all. You don't have any idea who I am!
I'll tell you what I do know. Is that there's no making you happy. We built this beautiful life, this house, the garden. After 27 years, we can't keep our hands off each other. How many people you know still have that? But you could be Shakespeare and Warren Buffett rolled into one, it still wouldn't be enough.
Oh, yes, this dazzling house. The science experiments growing in the floor tiles.
Oh, forgive me, Your Royal Highness. I'm so sorry. Our palace is not up to your standards.
I'm not.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Nancy. I know how this sounded, but truly, that's not what I meant. I want us to be happy. Together. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I know how it sounded. I'm sorry. I truly never.
It was just sometimes.
I've got some panko-crusted tenderloin roasting. Be ready in 15 minutes. Yeah?
Yeah. A minute, hon. Okay? Make sure your heroine is never without a plan. Just when things are getting as bad as they can get, press.
I'm self-publishing Hearts on Fire.
That's super brave, Nancy. I mean, wow. You gotta remember what that means.
It means I'm the captain of my own ship.
It also disqualifies you from entering the Crystal Rose.
Like I give a damn about winning some dumbass contest.
Okay, but you know, once you take that step, there's no taking it back. Agents and publishers won't go near you unless the book is already a big hit on its own.
Too much. Not enough. And Goldilocks said, just right.
I've got 4 words for you. 50 Shades of. How's this for the blurb?
The story of a man who thinks he's in charge and the woman who really is. It's awesome, Nancy.
Awesome is nothing without 5-star reviews.
They'll come. Cornbread and homemade blackberry jam.
Ah, if you're making it, I'm eating it.
Hey, Nance.
Hey, Mark, how's it going down there?
I fell off the wagon. Bad rap. I'm afraid to go see my doctor.
Mark, I'm so sorry.
But that's not why you're calling.
It's just I'm publishing my book online, and you know, it's all about the algorithm, how many stars you get. So if I send the link, could you?
Count on me for a rave.
Thank you and bless you, and call that doctor.
Things were good, Mrs. Brophy? No big changes in your life? You and Mr. Brophy were happy?
It's like everybody always told me. I was the luckiest girl alive.
And then we'll have the treasurer's report. And I know Sandra's supposed to share a new
Promising start. Reviews are trickling in. And today, my Amazon rank for romantic suspense jumped from 230,000 to 171,000. Next stop, 100K.
Congrats, Nancy.
Thank you, Gary, on a good read.
Francis, you were saying?
I can't believe this is happening. I mean, I have been pinching myself all day. But Pilgrim Soul made the finals for the Crystal Rose. And 5 minutes after I got the call, I got a call from a 212 number. And it was Fortune Delabecchia in New York, calling to say she wanted to take me on. And she wanted to sign one of the big boys. And she said that she... Thank you!
Did I hit the wildflower motherlode or what? You know what these are called? You won't believe it. Rosy pussy toes. Is that not perfect? And these beauties, look at these. This is Western Pearly Everlasting. Can you believe it? Oh, for you, my rosy pussy-toed Western Pearly Everlasting bride.
It's the little things that push you toward the... Are we expecting somebody?
Don't you remember? Honey, where's your head? Hey, hey, hey. Come on in. Hi, Dog. How you doing? Hey, son. How you doing? Oh, my little girl. Hey, Mom.
Hi,
Hey, Dad. Let me have this little trumpkin. Who's Grandpa's favorite trumpkin?
So crazy. Right in front of me. 3 generations of Brokies.
The thing that drives normal people on when you feel like yesterday's scrambled eggs.
Be honest with me. Was the apple rhubarb pie everything it could be? Should have browned the butter. And what about the crust? Did you like it?
How do you think I look in a bikini on the beach in Portugal when I'm 87?
As beautiful as you did the day I met you. And why 87 specific? Did I miss the beginning of this thread?
Daniel.
What did I do wrong?
Nothing. You know, Candy and Dave, they got $500,000 for their shack, and Barb Flanagan subdivided and got $450 for each half.
Nancy.
Would you please just hear me out? We're at the top of the market. If we sell the place right now...
Sounds great.
What?
I said, sounds great.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Let's do it, Daniel. Let's sell everything and be glamorous expats. You know, like Scott Fitzgerald and Zelda.
You mean drink ourselves to death?
I mean, we could live near the beach and drink rosé
And be 10,000 miles from the kids or my parents? Look, yes, let's sell. For every dime we could get. But let's find a beautiful little place right here in the foothills where we can plant grapevines and fruit trees.
And live in what? A tent?
No, one of these. It's a tiny house. Hold on. Got it! The brochure. Look at this. Everything you could ever want in 450 square feet.
Except room to stand up.
It's got an 8-foot ceiling.
Did you see how I looked when you walked in today? Do you even see me at all anymore?
I always see you.
You see your idea of me.
Nancy.
My whole life. All the years I've worked, everything I've ever done. The catering, my book, this marriage. You think a chicken coop with a microwave is all I deserve.
And I haven't worked 2 jobs to pay for the credit cards that you ran up to the sky.
Oh, good move. Shame me with your sacrifice.
Look, I'm sorry. This is crazy. I love you.
What a waste of money.
I'm sorry, I tried to get through it, but this writer can't plot a story to save her life.
Oh, yeah? If somebody tells you the thought of solving their problems by making somebody in their life go away never crossed their mind, they're lying. Your challenge is to capture the moment that the idea first floats into your character's head.
There's only one way you're gonna be happy. Happy and free.
Well, the shooting was on the news, and my mother-in-law called and asked me to come down and check it out.
And when you got here, the students you spoke to filled you in on what happened? The shooting, how the body was found, all that?
No. Oh, no, thank you. He'll be fine. It's just, you know, working 2 jobs has been taking a terrible physical toll. So we're hoping for a slight reduction in the mortgage payment, just till Daniel's back up to speed. Like $300? Would that work? Thank you. Bless you. Bye now.
I've only got a half hour before I trudge off to my night jobs.
Investment value beats the heck out of the stock market.
Doesn't the investment only pay off when I'm dead?
Well, you'd want me taken care of, wouldn't you?
Yeah. 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 Okay.
Once your motive is locked in, the question turns to choice of weapon.
I was thinking braised endive and roast duck with cherries, but all I've got the will for is grilled steak. I hope that's okay.
And who's gonna clean up all that blood? YOU, that's who.
Whoa, you're hitting a tipping point here, Nancy.
Between what and what?
Well, you've got like 8 life insurance policies already? If you put the money you're paying in premiums into something here and now, bonds, blue chip stocks, anything, you and Daniel will be on a whole lot solider ground.
You know what lousy savers we are. If it's premiums we have to pay, we don't have a choice.
Nance,
What?
I'm really worried about you.
I'm fine. I'm great.
Are you? We can't get enough of you. Why not tell tomorrow to go to hell? I smell the roses right under your nose right now.
I've got a plan, Joe. I need to stick to it. One more John Hancock.
Didn't I already sign this?
This one's a cash value policy. Nice fat piggy bank for a rainy day.
How bad is the rain? Is the Portview job even helping? I feel like my students are getting half of me.
Half of you is twice anybody else.
There's always strangling with piano wire, a classic. But for my taste, a touch melodramatic.
Hey, honey.
How's work?
I'm too zealot to know. Hey, I could use a really big favor right now.
Anything.
Feed the chickens.
Blow to the head with a blunt object? This would require a cast iron skillet to be within easy reach right when you need it.
Well, I did say anything.
Thanks, sweetheart.
Paint job's not bad, actually. Better than I feared. You might, and I do say might, get $425 for it. Only if you do something about that nightmare backyard.
They're gonna wreck it. They're gonna make it suburban.
You want top dollar for the house, don't you?
What is that?
Calm down. It's not Agent Orange. It's just plain old everyday garden variety herbicide.
What if whoever buys the house wants to grow stuff to eat? Don't go anywhere near where they spray, okay? Spread the word.
Poison? Not a sure thing. Now you know why.
Answer on the refi. I've been trying to get a better rate.
Everything okay?
Totally. You know, if we're going to your parents, we probably should get our Santa hats on, don't you think?
I called and begged off. I gotta get to Portview. They got me on the night shift.
On Christmas Eve?
Pays double time. But I got a surprise for you, sweetheart.
Yeah?
I know how hard you... My Christmas present to you is... Drum roll, please. A getaway to Portugal. I got the tickets right here. Portuguese national dish. It's spelled linguica, but it's pronounced link Ika, which is probably why they call sausages links, now that I think of it. Lisbon on a plate. And this way, the pork gets okay.
When it comes down to it, sometimes there's no better option than the obvious, the gold standard, the sure thing.
You bought the gun when?
Celebrating.
Wasn't Parkland a couple of months later, like February? Yeah, February.
So many damn shootings. Sounds great. So, I'm a romance novelist, and I'm buying the gun so I get the details right in something I'm writing.
Glamorous. Would I have read any of your books?
Maybe not yet, but you will someday. So I had this idea that instead of the character hiding the gun, they're like, hey, police, I have a gun. Look, here it is. Which would totally throw them off the scent, right?
Totally.
So is there a way the character can clean their gun so it's like it was never used?
Actually, no. But if your killer were smart, there's one thing he could do.
She?
Even better. After she fires the gun, she swaps out slide and the barrel for the same part.
Shit, throwing Glock. You have the how. Now for the all-important when and where. In the event of death at the insured's place of employment, an additional payment of $100,000 is due. Hey, you got your big mock restaurant opening coming up soon. Live fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a problem with that?
I just get so worried. I mean, with all the crime... Nobody else in the building?
Just like every month, and so far my head is still attached to my neck.
What's the date this month?
31st. Week from Saturday.
A week from Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how ready your character thinks she is, a dry run is a good idea. Before you shoot, troubleshoot. Scope the territory.
Honey, don't creep up on a guy like that.
I'm so sorry. I was on my way to see a client, and all of a sudden nature called, so I decided to stop in here and use the facilities.
Glad you stopped by.
You're lucky it was me. Anybody could have walked in here off the streets. Are there even security cameras here?
Never seen any. We're not a major target for theft. Nancy,
What?
it makes me so happy that you're worried about me. These days, I don't know. was a time when you wouldn't come by just to use the bathroom.
I know.
A school holiday next month on the 23rd. Why don't we drive up to Spanish Cove? Michelin star restaurant. Fireplace in the bedroom. We need it. A lot.
Awesome idea. I'll book it.
Those.
Thanks.
Read to me. Whatever sentence you just wrote.
Okay, you asked for it. Chinko machine on the fritz.
Beautiful. So rare to find polyzelos this close to the ocean.
Daniel Brophy, you could find mushrooms on the moon.
Catch. I'm always blown away how you keep coming up with stories. Book after book after book.
Story's easy.
For you.
For anybody. Next thing you see on the ground, pick it up.
Okay.
What do you see?
Old piece of glass.
Yeah, there's a reason somebody dropped it out here in the woods.
Oregon Trail passed through here.
Keep going.
Maybe there was a westbound wagon train filled with men, women, and children headed for a new life. And the wagon master was a cruel and wicked man who would seize young girls from the campfire, bring them to his wagon, and have his wicked way with them. One girl fought back.
She smashed his bottle of whiskey and stabbed him with this jagged edge.
And the pioneers left him on the trail with the shard of glass that killed him still in his neck. With you, every time is like the first time.
First time was pretty great. What if your character has a change of heart? What if suddenly she can't?
I would love to keep going, but that's all the time we have for today. So let me conclude with this. Don't write the novel that you think the market wants to buy. Write the novel that you want to read. It was great talking with you, and I hope I've been at least a little bit helpful.
Miss Halsey. Oh, hi, I'm Nancy Brophy. I belong to the Romance Writers of Western Oregon, and I had to talk to you before you took off.
If you want me to look at your manuscript, you need to send it to my office.
Where it will land in a slush pile and lay there until it grows old, takes courses to keep its mind sharp, and dies. Please, Miss Halsey, I need you to give me this chance. I've read every single romance novel ever published in the last 10 years, and I swear, I'm better than half of them. I'm just as good as the other half. I swear on it, on Barbara Cartland's fuzzy pink slippers.
You need to swear on one more thing.
Anything?
That you will never tell anybody.
Paige, I can't thank you enough for this.
If it's great, then that's all the thanks I'll need. Good night.
She will get in touch with you as soon as she has had the chance to take a look at your material.
I'll take those.
Sharon Halsey's office. Yes, Mrs. Brophy, I gave her your messages, and I promise she will get in touch with you as soon as she has had the chance to take a look at your material. Okay? Sharon Halsey's office.
You know what you're doing when you keep
Mrs.
saying...
Brophy. Mrs. Brophy, if you just listen to me. Sharon Halsey's office.
When you keep saying she's going to call, you're lying to me.
Mrs. Brophy. Yes. Mrs. Brophy, if you would just listen to me.
No, you listen to me. You know what you're doing when you keep saying she's going to call? You're lying to me. Are you proud?
Nothing good. Starting with chemo. I told Jennifer she had to take care of herself. She had to be on her own. This sounds like a morgue without her. I call my sponsor twice a day.
Mark, I have to go. It's a big work thing. I'll call you right back. Nancy Brophy, hello.
First of all, it's completely uncalled for to yell at my assistant. But I did get a chance to read your book, and here's where we're at. The problem comes down to plot. You put your characters in these great dilemmas, but they don't actually do anything anyone would really do to get out of them. Your book is simply not a publishable.
Oh. Easy on baby plays character. I made it special for Nancy. Can't wait to see the look in her face when she makes it. All right.
Oh, yes. Really has
A Lifetime original.
Your character needs to be like all of us. Somebody who doesn't think she could ever actually go through with it.
Join me for coffee?
Gotta take off.
Early morning client?
Yeah.
That trout I've been curing should be ready to go. Breakfast of kings.
What time did your husband leave the house this morning?
He's an early riser. Gets up, feeds the chickens. He left, I'm gonna say 7-ish, maybe 7:05.
And when did you see him after that? Did you have breakfast with him?
I didn't get out of bed.
Hey, management. Another bathroom stop?
Why wouldn't I be? Okay.
No reason, just... Seriously, Nancy, did something happen?
Don't worry about me, Daniel. You got a lot to do. Go on and do it.
And then it comes, the moment when she solves her problem, or doesn't, the point of no return.
Hey, Jennifer, how's it going?
Bad. Mark's in stage 4. The doctors want to get aggressive with his treatment. He's going to pieces. I'm taking him to the hospital. Nancy!
Hey, Karen, how are you?
Have you seen what's on TV? There's been a shooting at the school.
Which school?
OCI. They haven't said who's been shot yet. Have you heard from Daniel?
No, I haven't.
Well, you have to go down there and find out what's going on.
I don't think it'd be a good idea. I think it'd be crazy with cops and ambulances, and I'll just get in the way. I'll try to call him now, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Classes have been suspended here at the OCO.
Chef Brophy here. I'm probably in the woods digging fungus out of the dirt right now, so leave it at the...
Hey, Daniel, Hey, Karen.
You have to get down there now. They say there's been a casualty. I need to know that Daniel's all right. You're a half an hour closer than we are. You have to go now.
Okay, I will. I'm on my way right now.
Got the call. There been any recent break-ins? Does the school have a problem with that?
There's crime in the neighborhood, but not here. Oh my God, his wife. I'm sorry, I have to.
Tiziana, what's happened? I heard about a shooting on the news.
Mrs. Brophy, I'm Detective Posey with the PPB. This is Detective Merrill. We know this is a terrible moment for you, but it's all right. We'd like to ask you some questions.
Whatever you need.
This way.
And the gun you bought is where now?
Oh, it's at home. I don't even know how to get rid of it because Oregon has an ordinance about gun dealers, so I can't sell it, you know. Would you like to see it?
That would be great. I can have a detective meet you at your home as soon as we're done here, and he can take it into evidence.
Terrific. You know, even if you find who shot him, I want him back.
We'll get through this as quick as we can. You can go be with your family, okay? I just want to thank you for your patience.
Well, it's not like I was doing anything else. Check it out. Never been fired.
Thank you, Mrs. Brophy.
Beniga here?
You with Mrs. Brophy now?
Yeah, just turning the Glock into evidence.
While you're there, could you get some pictures of her van, the Sienna?
Everything all right?
Everything's fine. I'll check in with you later.
Why do you need to do that? I wasn't downtown this morning.
It's just procedure. You know where that van might be?
Do you like chocolate bars?
Issue. And my dad drives down there. We're worried the horses might eat them and get sick. And my dad says, well, I'm a chef, not a veterinarian, but if you want, I can take them off your hands for you.
Share some Brophyisms.
Oh, there's so many of them.
Every mushroom is edible once.
Oh, I know that one.
Everybody, this is Nancy Brophy, better known around here as management.
He lived a happy life. He loved teaching, he loved mushrooms, he loved his family. For him, not only was life a science project, but sometimes it was an adventure. I love you all, and thank you for being here.
We love you, Nancy.
Hi, it's Nancy Brophy. How can they do this, Joe?
You have to admit, it makes sense. If you were an insurance company and somebody you covered was murdered, would you pay out the policy until you found out who did it?
It was probably some vagrant who's in Timbuktu by now. What about the $80,000 policy at Greenfield?
They'll give you the same answer as all the others. What's wrong?
So, ooh, nice big windows for some morning sunshine. And a stainless steel stove. That's good. All the young couples have to have that or die. Room for a pool once we get that mess cleared out. Look, you have got wonderful bones here. I'm glad that we're on the radar. But with the broken tiles and the bad plumbing, we're months away from anybody biting.
I don't have months.
I'm sorry, but in real estate, patience is the name of the game. I'll be in touch.
Trevor,
Yeah,
could you take Daniel's chickens away, please?
absolutely. I know how hard it must be. Like he's still here and he's about to go hang out with his buddies. I'll make some calls. Time to get home for them.
I mean, today in your truck now. Just take them away, please.
Of course, Nancy. I'll go herd them up right now.
I miss Grandpa.
Too close to Mexico for my taste.
Okay, she bought a gun. But you say yourself it's clean.
She also bought an extra sliding clip on eBay.
Which you haven't found?
Yet. And $1.25 million in insurance on the deceased?
Did she also have insurance on herself?
Yes.
Defense could build a whole case on that.
Her van was at the scene.
Could have been stolen.
Okay, come on. Cell phone things, back it up.
Her phone could have been in the car when the killer took it. You know juror number 5 in the back row, the one who hates cops? There's not enough here to convince him or her to convict. Hook up with Austin, have him keep an eye on her, but I'm not ready to indict.
And husband. In the matter of the conflicting wills, I'm first going to address the earlier one, dated 2 years ago and submitted to this court by Jennifer Crampton. This one begins as wills customarily do, with pages of rather dull material: appointment of fiduciaries, identification of family trust before disposition of assets is arrived at. I will now read the will submitted by the sister of the deceased, Nancy Brophy, dated 2 days before Mr. Crampton's death. I am currently my property to her under this will. Moving on from the grammatically problematic use of intention of rather than intention to, the will then proceeds to name Miss Brophy as independent executor of all trusts created by this will, as well as beneficiary of the substantial bulk of the estate. The court rules in favor of Jennifer Crampton.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Calling to ask when you're going to collect your brother's ashes. As you've prevented us from contacting the wife of the deceased, you'll need to let us know where you'd like us to send them. Please call me back.
The widow Brophy just called. She wants to come in and talk to us.
You think she's ready to break?
Daniel. Dean, my sister-in-law found out that Mark was going to change his will and leave his money to me. So, she hired a gangster in the Vietnamese mafia to kill me and Dan, so we couldn't inherit. But the killer got scared off by all the snooping around you guys were doing and never got around to me. So that's who did it. And I know you guys can take it from there.
Thanks for the tip. We'll get right on that.
Oh, thank you. Oh, there was one other thing. I don't want to be the stupid question of the day, but I think I need to be the stupid question of the day.
Okay.
So this friend of mine was asking, how does somebody know they're no longer a suspect? In terms of you saying I'm not a suspect.
Why would you need something like that?
Because they don't want to pay if it turns out that I secretly was the one who shot my husband, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a stupid little policy. It's nothing, just like $40,000. And I asked what happens if it never gets resolved, and the answer is then it has to be evaluated, which could take forever.
Yeah, well, we never would do something like that.
I knew you would say that.
Yeah, that's never been done. I've never heard of that being done.
Well, to dot and T's to cross when somebody passes.
How much did you say he was insured for?
$1.25 million. Well, we found more since then. It's $1.5 million.
Vietnamese mafia.
2 sinks in the bathroom and 20 years after Craig died. I don't think I've once turned the water on in his. God knows if the pipes even work anymore.
Same for me and Dan's kitchen stuff. I haven't picked up a single one of his knives. Maybe I'm scared he'll just pop up and cut my throat.
Wouldn't surprise me a bit the way chefs are with their gear.
How Donato wouldn't talk to Tristan for days if he dared to touch one of his sauté pans.
I love that one. One of your best.
Oh. What are you hearing from the police?
They don't tell me anything.
So, next on the agenda, Romance Con, San Francisco, 10th of October. Who is up for renting a monster white limo for the whole weekend?
Yes. But isn't white a little prom night?
Totally. If you want glam, it's black all the way. Don't you think, man?
Yes, absolutely.
Nancy Brophy.
You're honest against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one will be provided for you. Do you understand these rights which I've read to you?
Yes.
These rights in mind.
Be strong, Laura. Don't answer any questions until your lawyer gets there. I love you. I will always love you.
I'll love you forever.
Until my lawyer gets here, I'm not answering any questions.
We wouldn't dream of asking any.
No, we just want to make some observations on how it all went down.
You made a lot of smart moves.
Mm-hmm. Every step of the way you were thinking.
Gotta hand it to you for creativity.
But you know, somehow, you just didn't fully work things out, did you?
It all comes down to, what's the word? Clip on the gun you shoot somebody with, but not so smart to buy the extra parts on your own eBay account.
I bought all that for research, for a novel I was writing.
So for research, as you say, you needed to buy 2 identical parts of the same gun?
And good move to delete the account, but if you were writing this for one of your books, don't you think the character would know that deleting something doesn't erase it from the cloud?
And most of all, Mrs. Brophy, if you're going to murder your husband, it may not be the best idea to write a blog post called How to Murder Your Husband.
A real chartreuse. You see? How the little ridges under their cap are forked, and how they melt away into the stem? That means it's not just safe. It's so delicious. It could take you to paradise.
No easy way out, bro.
thing I probably like the best about him